Hello, Inglings. I'll probably be uploading 2 different videos of my trip to Arizona next week. I was going to do it this week, but I didn't want to spend so much time editing, and I figured I should just take the extra week of time to do it so I can do it right. So hopefully that'll be ready by next week. I'm going to have traveled so much this week, which is weird because I hardly ever travel, but last week I went to Arizona, and then starting today I'm going to be leaving for South Carolina for a school thing, as in today, as in Tuesday when this goes up. I'm going to have to wake up at like 5 in the morning to leave for that, and then I'll have another week of school, and then I have to leave again to some other Carolina, somewhere south. The worst part about all this traveling is I haven't seen the finale of Walking Dead because we got home late from Arizona, and so I couldn't watch it when it came out, and then I had to go straight to dog sitting for a whole week, and I couldn't watch it all that week, and now I'm waiting for my dad to get home because he's in Ohio, and I still haven't watched the finale. I went to school, I'm like, I'm the only one that usually watches The Walking Dead, and then after the finale, apparently everyone watched it, and they're like, oh, we need to talk about it. But no, I didn't see it. White boy problems. Anyways, I was going to talk about things that people write off completely just because they don't understand it. And I guess Walking Dead is actually a pretty good example because from the surface it just looks like a lot of zombies and killing and stabbing and murdering, which 90% of the show is probably that, but there is more to it, and Walking Dead is great unless you don't like violence. But it's still great, and it actually has plot. And I like it a lot, but a lot of people don't understand it, and they're just like, ew, blood, but nah, bro, no, check it out, it's pretty good. That's exactly how I talk to people, by the way. One main thing that a lot of people just write off as stupid is poetry. A lot of people don't even know what slam poetry is, and they just know that when they were in school, when they had to read literature, they read a whole bunch of short poems that didn't make any sense because they were written in the 18th century, and nobody could understand them, and it took half an hour for an English professor to read a book about what it's all about. And then no one really cares about it, but there is some good, interesting poetry from long ago. But a lot of people just hear that once and they completely write off poetry for the rest of their lives, and they just think it's stupid and doesn't really make much sense. When there are such great poets, there are really good poets out there that just, it's basically like music without the music, if that makes sense. The way people write poems is just so eloquent. As Priyanka knows, people just use so few words to make so much of a good meaning, and that's what I really like about poetry, and that's what I like most about most songs, is how they can mean so much lyrically, but most people just write it off because it's poetry and not because there's a cool pop backbeat to the whole song that can make them pay attention easier. I think most people would really like poetry if they just took the time to listen to a couple of good slam poets, but a lot of the time people just like to write off things that they don't understand. We see this a lot with old people in technology, how they just write everything off because they don't instantly understand it. I have to go through this with my mom on a daily basis of, you just gotta figure it out on your own and then you'll get somewhere, and then you can use that information next time when you come across a problem. You just have to learn and do it yourself. You can't have someone helping you through every single step. If you just learn to do it yourself, maybe you'll start to like technology. That's really my whole point, is people should learn about things that they don't understand to get an increased knowledge and better insight on all these different things to make them a better, well-rounded person. And then they won't be writing something off when they shouldn't be, because you should be going into things with an open mind so you can gain a bunch of perspective that you wouldn't have otherwise. It's like when a friend tells you to check out a band and you only listen to one song or one part of a song, and then you just say, oh, I don't really like that, and so you don't listen to anything else. You're not really checking it out. To check something out, you would have to listen to like the whole album multiple times, or at least one time, to sort of get the gist of the band, to be able to understand it. But a lot of people in this day and age just don't want to take the time to do anything, since we're in such a fast-paced, moving world. A lot of people don't take the time to slow down, and that's a big problem I find with young culture and people with music, is all they do is buy singles and stuff, when albums is like where it's at musically, because good artists can make a great album where all the songs come together into a whole theme perfectly. And that's one thing that I really like about music, that a lot of people in this day don't even take the time to appreciate. Well, I think I've gotten my point across. If you don't understand something and somebody tells you to check it out, at least try and invest a little part of yourself into it. Recently, I've been making my Ninglings videos a little bit more personal, or at least more conversational, where I'm just talking to you like I would a normal human being. Oh, my mic just fell. Dang it. Drop the mic. whenever the mic gets dropped, I feel like I should just stop whatever I'm doing. So Becky, I will see you tomorrow.